Did you know that African American hair care products for women in particular are the only products on the market that do not have to meet FDA approval? Sarah, I don't mean to be using your product here as a wand, but I am so thrilled to finally see that we are waking up, as it were,
Yeah.
to the stuff that we're putting on our scalp, that our
Mhm.
scalps are very porous, it's going into
Mhm.
our bodies, and it is causing illness. Sarah Christina Marshall, she's my cousin, but she's
Mhm.
also an entrepreneur. And we did an interview earlier, if you did not see that interview a few Mondays ago on Sisters of Wellness. But today I wanted to grab her really quickly. She's at an incredible opportunity in New Hampshire in a
Mhm.
business school that is being sponsored by Shea Moisturizer. So thank you for jumping away real quick so that we can
Of
take a look at
course.
these products.
Of course, of course. Thanks for having me. I'm definitely excited to be back. Definitely honored. Thank you again. And like I said, just this network that you have is definitely an honor to be a part of.
Well, whoever's watching, keep watching and share it because women have so many issues with their hair today. I mean, there are all
Mhm.
kinds of stuff that we're putting on our hair. Um,
Mhm.
and then people are experiencing thinning,
Yeah.
complete baldness. And
Yep.
you came up with this hair growth, infinite hair growth
Mhm. Yes.
products. And I received mine and I'm so excited. Now, of course, I
Yeah.
have sister locks, and some people
Mhm.
may think that these products are not for them. What do you say to that?
Yeah, so it's interesting that you bring that up because a lot of people do. They neglect their hair, they don't wash it as often, they don't condition it, and they think that, they don't have to put in any work, right? And so that is actually false, okay? So you still want to be moisturizing, you still want to make sure that you're clarifying because of the way that the locks are. All of the dirt, all of that moisture, it's easy to get in and out, right? So we want to make sure that we're still providing our scalp, especially because sometimes those locks and just protective styles in general, like my hair, it can weigh your hair down, right? So you want to make sure that you're still feeding your scalp with the nutrition that it needs. And taking care of your locks as well is very, very important because we don't want them dry, we don't want them breaking.
Is it different? Do you think we're seeing women that are experiencing more thinning and hair loss today than before? Or maybe I'm just at the age that we're talking about it.
That is a great question. I think it's honestly a balance, right? Because we came from so many eras of, evolutions of how we wore our hair, right? So there was the afros, there was the perms, and so now we're still continuing, like stepping into, being natural, embracing who we are through our hair. So I would say, honestly, yeah, I would because I feel like before we would leave our hair alone and that would be that, right? So now we have so many different things. We can wear wigs, we have protective styles, we have so many different things as well as the nutrition. So I know we talked about that last time, but that is an important thing as well because you cannot neglect your body and your insides, right? You can't neglect that. You can have the best products, but if you're not taking care of yourself, then
Yeah.
sometimes that is just counterproductive. So um,
So tell us,
yeah,
Sarah is actually attending an event called Building Desire,
building a diverse business.
Building a Diverse Business, and she is
Yes,
at the Tuck School of Business in Hanover, New
yes,
Hampshire at Dartmouth.
yes,
That's got
yes.
to be exciting.
It is. It very much is. I think it came at the perfect time. Definitely blessed to be a part. It's definitely what I've prayed for, what I've needed. Just the connections and just us learning strategy, us learning financing. Things to really take our business to the next level. And just being around like-minded people, right? So this is a program for minority business owners, and it's just literally this is day 3, and I'm already elevated. I'm already ready to execute and just
Oh,
do
wow.
everything that I need for Infinite. Yes, it's so amazing. Yes.
So, speaking of Infinite, so I got all of my products here.
Mhm.
Now I want you to talk to us about how this is to be
Yes.
used. So, let's start with this one right here.
Okay, so that is the green tea conditioning treatment. And so green tea is amazing. So, like I said, we take the approach from root to tip. Okay, so a lot of companies they focus on making your hair look good, but we want it to look good, feel good, and actually be healthy, right?
Mhm.
So with that green tea treatment, the yes, it moisturizes and conditions, right? So we have aloe vera, we have water, we have actual green tea, so not just an extract. It's mostly compiled of green tea. We have brown sugar, which is a great scrub for your scalp. So it literally clarifies your scalp, but it also conditions as well. So it is a conditioning treatment. So it's actually going to put all of that moisturizer, that moisture back into your hair after you shampoo. And then it has rosemary, and then it has tea tree oil, and those are amazing components as it relates to hair growth because those are carrier oils, right? So when you have those in combination with other ingredients, it's going to
Mhm.
actually allow your hair follicles. It's going to allow it to penetrate deeper. So whatever ingredients are paired with those is going to feed your scalp.
And so, how do you do this? You put this in, and then
Hmm.
you sit under the dryer for 15
Yes.
minutes.
Yep.
Shampoo first.
Yes,
Okay.
shampoo, clarify your scalp. Yep.
Mhm.
And then what you want to do is you add that. And like I said, we always go from root to tip. Okay. So you want to focus on your scalp, applying it, working your hands down. And if you have locks, right, it'll be the same as like I'm doing with my braids. So you want to scrunch it in to make sure that that is actually getting into your hair, right? Because um, have a lot of, our lock sisters that their hair is breaking off because of lack of moisture. So you want to make sure that it's actually getting in there, and that you're making sure that that's penetrating the hair shaft as well as the scalp.
So, yeah, they may be thinking that it's the locks that's breaking their hair off,
Mhm.
but it's the
Mhm.
lack of
Yeah.
moisture, and this
Lack of
product can
moisture.
help put the moisture
Yes.
back in. So you get under the dryer with a plastic cap on
Mhm.
for about 15 minutes,
Mhm.
and
Yep.
then rinse out, and the next thing that we do is
The mask.
the
Yes.
mask. Talk about
Yes.
this mask. You don't leave this in either, huh?
No, but you listen. That's a trick question. Okay, so this is probably my favorite product. So the oil was my first one that I ever created,
Uh-huh.
but this botanical growth mask is literally my favorite just because of the results that people get. Right. So even if you don't have locks, it really helps for curl definition. It helps with hair growth. We have a lot of men who are going through, that balding stage, right? And so if you catch it early enough, you're able to actually reverse that. It's able to grow that hair back. Yes. And
For real.
so, yes, yes. And that is why it's my favorite. Like, it's literally my favorite. And I tell people all the time, don't, I know it is a touchy subject. I know it is very, sometimes it can be embarrassing, but if we catch it too late, then it's too late, right? So if we catch it while those follicles are still open, and still in somewhat of a healthy condition, then we can, start that hair cycle going and making sure that the hair is going to actually grow. But once they're dead, it's no going back. But
So
this one,
when is the right time? When is the right time? And when do you know it's too late for this?
hmm
Because you don't want
yeah,
people getting this and saying, I used it for
it's too
two
late.
months and it
Right.
didn't.
Yeah, so if you can still see small hairs, you still feel it. And then even like with the balding, right, or thinning, if you see those black dots, that means that the hair follicles are still there. If sometimes you can't even see it unless you go to a trichologist or a dermatologist that can actually put you under a microscope, where you're actually able to see those hair follicles up close. But a lot of times you can feel it. You can see if that hair is still there. But this one is filled with so many great herbs. So we have horsetail in there. We have my favorite aloe vera. Aloe vera is great at healing. We have calendula. Some people say calendula. We have oat straw, and all of these literally, like I said, oat straw is known. We can't make any claims, but oat straw is known for regenerating that hair cycle, right? So it's making that hair cycle longer, right? So you have your hair growing for a longer period of time. And then calendula is really good for healing properties. So a lot of scalp issues, psoriasis, even alopecia, a lot of that will inflame your scalp. And so what that calendula actually does is it puts that healing mechanism on your actual scalp and it penetrates underneath that. So your scalp is healing, your scalp is not as inflamed, it doesn't itch. And it's really just creating that environment for optimum hair growth, literally.
This will grow your hair. If you're just joining us, we're talking to Sarah Christina Marshall. She started the company Infinite Hair Growth. She's stepping away from a conference that she's attending in New
Yes,
Hampshire at Dartmouth to
yes.
because I got my products in and I wanted to show everybody because I'm going to
Right.
start using them. I'm going to measure my hair, Christina,
Yes,
to
yes.
see the kind of growth that I'm going to have with my locks as a result of using these products. Then
Yes.
there is the hair growth oil.
Mhm. Yeah, so that hair growth oil, right? So that's gonna lock in the moisture. So you still need to use some type of moisturizer on your actual hair. And then once you use that, that oil is amazing for locking in the moisture, right? And then also for your scalp. So going back to the scalp health, you want to literally feed your scalp with things that are going to be nutritional. And that is why, of course, I may be biased because I created Infinite Hair Growth. But that is why we take that scalp to the root to, tip approach, because this oil is great. It's going to feed your scalp with all of the nutrients that's needed, right? So we have amla, we have burdock root oil, we have aloe, vitamin E, all of these oils that are really, really great and they're going to actually penetrate, because a lot of people don't know, but some oils actually just sit on the surface of your hair, right? On your
Hmm.
scalp. It just
Hmm.
sits and it's not penetrating. So it's not feeding into your scalp. It's not feeding your follicles like needed. So this oil is really great. It's very light, but it allows your scalp to actually absorb the nutrients.
And so tell me, for those who are watching who may be experiencing thinning, whether it is a man or a woman,
Mhm.
um, what can you expect? Like, I ordered my products. I'm going to
Mhm.
get started using them
Mhm.
because, yes, my hair is already long, but I want to make sure it
Right.
stays on my head, right?
Exactly.
I
Mhm.
want it to stay. I don't want it to go anywhere. So
Right.
I was very excited about finding out about these products and
Mhm.
having an opportunity to start using them. When can we look to see some results?
Yeah. So and
Hold
I
on, hey,
always
Charlene,
he said I
Charlene,
want
my friend.
some.
Yeah, she says I want some. Well,
Yes.
there's the website right there, Charlene.
Yes, yes. I typically say that results, they vary, right? So we don't want to say, oh, everybody will be, 30 months. It really just depends. The average in general will be that 30 to 90 days, 30 to 60 days where you
Uh-huh.
actually see some results, right? So for those who are balding and thinning, you will start to see results within those 30 days. But when our hair is longer, sometimes we're not able to see the extensive growth. But since you are measuring, you will be able to see like that 60-day range. In those 2 months, you will be able to see some, growth. And so for people who straighten their hair a lot, the massive and significant is going to be about that 4 to 6 month range.
So we all of these products come with instructions, but what's the little trick to
Yes,
any of these? What do you
yes.
suggest in how we use them? Because we
Mm-hmm.
have the green
So,
tea treatment, and then we have the growth mask, and then the
mm-hmm.
oil. What's the little
Yes.
insider tip for using these products to get the optimum results?
Yes, I'm so glad you asked. So, I actually partner these two together. So, the green tea conditioner and the botanical mask. One, because it saves time, right? And then two, you're still getting that benefit. So, the way that I actually use it is I section off my hair first, and then I'll apply the green tea treatment, focusing, a little bit on my scalp, but mainly, scalp, and then I'll go on to the hair shaft because that's really going to treat and moisturize your hair. And then I go back with that botanical growth mask because obviously my goal is health, but also growth. So you want to go back into that same section, apply that botanical mask, and then massage that in. And then you apply the rest to the hair shaft, work that in, and then move on to the next section. So that way, it's literally feeding your scalp, it's moisturizing your hair, and then you sit under that dryer. Or cheat code, you can just put on, pull your hair up, get in the shower while it's steaming hot, and allow that steam to really penetrate and allow it to open up your hair shaft. And all of those beneficial ingredients go right into the hair shaft as well as your scalp, and then rinse it while you're out in the shower. That's it.
Well, that's good to know that you can use
Yes.
both of them at the same time because that
Yes,
is a time saver.
it is. Yes, it is.
Cool. So you
Mhm.
can either get under the dryer or you
Mhm.
can just have it covered while you're taking a shower.
Yes. Yep. So I literally I'll pin my hair up, just so that it's not getting wet, and I leave my cap off so that way all of the steam and everything is being able to open up that hair shaft, like I said, and penetrate the hair shaft. So that way it's being moisturized, and then your scalp as well, and then massaging. That's going to be key. Massaging your scalp, actually allowing that blood to circulate and that growth getting going, right?
And how often do we use the oil?
Yep. So I use the oil, especially, I have a protective style in now. So I use it every 2 days. So that allows, all of those ingredients to be absorbed. And then another 2 days, and I'll apply it again. And then I also apply that to my hair as well. So I'll
Oh, do you?
moisturize. I do when I have this in, just because this hair can be harsh, right? And so all of that moisture from the beginning of when I had this is now being lost. So I'll moisturize my hair and then I'll put in the oil over that.
Ah, so even if you
Mhm.
have extensions, still use
Locks.
this
Yep.
product
Mhm.
and massage this oil so that it
Yes,
can
on your
get in
scalp.
your hair that's a part of the extensions.
Exactly. Yep. And so you just stop where. So my hair, I actually just cut my hair. You saw it the last time I
Yes.
had just cut it. But yeah, you just go from where my hair is probably about like here.
Mhm.
So you just go until where it's actually stopping.
Yeah, you went dark there for a minute.
Yeah, I'm like, where did
Welcome back.
I go?
Well,
Hey guys.
look, I don't want to keep you too long. Thank you
Mhm.
for dropping in real quick to give
Of
some
course.
explanation and encouragement. What do you
Yeah.
say to women who may think, I've
Mhm.
tried everything, I don't know that this is going to work?
Yeah. Um, I definitely say have confidence and speak to yourself nicely. I know that's so simple and it may be cliche, but you really want to focus on. So we have Infinite Hair University, which is a digital platform where we literally teach women from beginning to end, and we walk with them through that journey, right? And so our first series is actually the Mind Shifter series, right? So a lot of times as African American women, minority women, we have been told like, oh, your hair is nappy, oh, your hair is too thick, or oh, these things that we've been told as young girls, and we start believing those things, we start speaking to ourselves like that, right? So using your words, I'm very big on like affirmations and just what you say can come about. So definitely make sure that you're being positive, right? Making sure that you're actually dedicating time, right? So using hair care as self care, use that as a time where you're actually connecting with yourself. And then stress. Stress is a big thing, right? So a lot of times we're not focusing on our diet, we're not focusing on lessening the stress. So there's just so many elements to hair growth, right? There's a lot of people who they don't even go get a physical, right? So it could be something that you're deficient in, and not necessarily the product not working. And then lastly, of course, come on over to the infinite side, of course, right? So we really take that approach, focusing on the scalp first, because that is what's going to allow you to have that optimum growth in that environment so that your hair can actually grow.
I am so excited to see what the results are going to be. I am going to get right away using mine.
Yes, yes.
And as I said, I'm measuring my hair.
Okay.
The last time I got it retightened, she asked how long did I want it to get. Well, I don't have any
Mhm.
thoughts on that. But you just told me I need to have some thoughts on it. Wherever I want it to
You
go,
do.
I need to say
Yes.
those words and
Yeah.
manifest
Could
that.
you?
Words are
Yes.
powerful.
Yep, because when you say those things, you're more intentional, right? So if you put that out there, it's like, okay, I want to grow my hair, and you yourself, you're listening to what you say, right? So if you
Yeah.
don't have any
Yeah.
goals, if you don't even put anything, then that's when I saw the most growth in my hair. Actually being intentional, putting it out there, like, okay, I want my hair to be mid back, right? So I did everything needed. I made sure I drank my water. I was eating healthy, and of course, taking care of my hair double time, right? So actually, like I said, put that goal and make sure you're striving for it.
Well, thank you. And for everybody that's watching, go to infinitehairgrowth.com so you can come on
Yes.
over to the Infinite Hair Growth Way so that
Yes.
your crown,
Can grow. It's the crown that you cannot take off, guys. You might as well take care of it because you only get one.
Your hair is the crown you cannot take off. So take care of
Yes,
it.
yes.
These are all
Take care
natural
of it.
products started by my cousin. I'm so proud of you, so
Yay!
excited to be able to use
Thank
your
you.
all natural products.
Yes.
Oh, oh, we got to take care of ourselves. And
We
and this
do.
is and think about it as you're making your hair a focal point.
Mhm.
It will help
Mhm.
you make sure that the
It
rest of
literally.
you.
Yes. Because like I said, hair care is self care. When you look good, you feel better. So we have to. We owe it to ourselves. When we look good, we feel good. So we owe it to ourselves.
Well, I hope everybody watching will order their
Yes.
products, and then we can be on this journey together, and to
Mhm.
be healthy, and then supporting each other is
Yes.
very, very key as well.
Very much. Yes. Definitely
And
agree.
well, enjoy the rest of your time in Hanover, New
Thank you.
Hampshire. Learn all
Thank
you
you.
can. Give lots of love to all of those other people that are there. Hey,
Yes.
I'd love to talk to some of them too. We need to help
Yeah.
promote each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right,
Definitely. I will definitely send some your way for sure.
all right, girl.
All
Enjoy.
righty.
Take
Thank you. Have a good day, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I'm Pamela
Yeah.
Marshall. That's Sarah Christina Marshall. At the Wellness Radio TV and at the Wellness Radio TV podcast. Thank you for watching. Remember, there is healing at the well. Make it a fantastic moment. We'll see you.